The Wright brothers. Their accomplishments and inventions are so legendary that it's hard to imagine how they might have failed or even just made mistakes. But what if one of their gliders had been destroyed in a storm? Well, it actually happened to their very first glider. The Wright brothers were determined to build a successful glider to try to achieve powered flight. They started out by building gliders because they knew that in order to build a successful airplane, they needed to understand the principles of flight and how to control a craft in the air. And they knew that a storm could destroy their first invention, but they were willing to take the risk. In the fall of 1900, Orville and Wilbur Wright traveled to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, with 4 gliders, including the Flyer No. 1. The Flyer No. 1 was built entirely by the brothers in their bicycle shop in Dayton, Ohio. It was not only their first glider, but also the first aircraft of any kind to be built entirely from manufactured parts, rather than being put together from existing parts like other inventors had done. The wings were made from wire and canvas, and its total weight, including the pilot, was about 450 pounds. The Flyer No. 1 was designed for one purpose: to test the wing warping control method. This would become a crucial part of the Wrights' overall control system on their future flying machines. The Flyer No. 1 arrived in Kitty Hawk in pieces, and the brothers assembled it there on the beach. After several days of fitting and adjusting, they began their experiments on December. Unfortunately, after only 2 days of testing, the Flyer No. 1 was damaged in a violent windstorm. The brothers struggled to keep the glider from being blown over, and eventually it lifted off the ground and was dashed into pieces. Despite the loss of their first creation, the Wright brothers continued to experiment with the other gliders until January 1901. During this time, they tested the wing warping controls and gathered data for their future designs. But by January, bad weather had returned and they were forced to end their experiments early. The Flyer No. 1 was a total loss, but the knowledge gained from its construction and testing proved invaluable to the Wright brothers as they continued their work towards powered flight. Now, the Flyer No. 1 might not have been the most advanced glider ever built, but it holds a special place in aviation history for a few key reasons. First, it was a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the Wright brothers, who built it entirely from scratch in their bicycle shop. Second, the Flyer No. 1 was an important step in the Wright brothers' overall plan to achieve powered flight. By testing and refining the wing warping controls on the Flyer No. 1, the brothers were able to gather crucial data that they would use to develop the control system for their future airplanes. Finally, the story of the Flyer No. 1 is a reminder that even the greatest inventors and engineers sometimes have setbacks in their work. The violent windstorm that destroyed the Flyer No. 1 could have easily crushed the spirits of the Wright brothers, but instead, they used the experience to improve their designs and push forward towards their goal of achieving flight. If you like stories like this, make sure you subscribe for more updates. In the meantime, have a great day and thanks for watching.